Thanks, Neil. Yes, I'm outside Carlisle Railway Station and the commuters are busy about their day, catching the trains to and from this busy nexus. And I've been speaking to the people as they go about their business, and it is, by and large, a slight majority for out here, but you cut the demographic a different way. Many of the younger people are for in. That was what they were telling me a little earlier. I've got with me Rob Johnston, who's the Chief Executive of Cumbria Chamber of Commerce. Rob, your reaction to the news that we will leave the EU?
Well, good morning, Adam. Yes, it's an interesting day in history, this, isn't it? Rather strange, it doesn't really come to too much of a surprise to us in the Chamber. We've stayed close to this one with members, and we knew it was going to be a very close call right to the end. What was surprising last night is the reaction to the city, which was to come out, as you know, some of the stats on the pound rising in value and the stock markets climbing, on the assumption that we were going to stay in. Rather interestingly, that's swung around like crazy overnight. And I guess what we're saying at the moment is it's very difficult to tell what the long-term effect is going to be. We expect a lot of turbulence at the moment. The markets are going to fly around. What we're looking for from the government, and we expect this to be in place by the civil servants to the Bank of England, are moves to stabilise, moves to move in and make sure that that the currency is protected and investment can start going ahead. Because maybe we're still here, business is still trading, and we need to move forward.
Trains are still moving, people are still going about their business despite this seismic shock. But you were neutral as an organisation. Why was that? Because so many other organisations like the IMF, Mark Carney from the Bank of England, they were all say remain. So why the neutral stance?
We took a neutral stance on the basis as an organisation we're here really to represent members' views and inform those views through reasonably researched argument and debate, and that was clearly where we wanted to be. Rather sadly, it didn't really come out. I mean, this morning I think one of the losses we've got in the debate was the financial argument, and I think the Chancellor's got a lead on that one. We expected quite a sophisticated financial position, a business position to come out of Treasury to support a Remain campaign. It didn't happen. We asked for that constantly, and you see where we are today. There was no significant argument for staying in, which is really concerning because we've missed the dimension there. So what you've ended up with is very much a personally driven campaign, and that's got us to where we are now. The decision's been made, we'll move forward. I've got absolute faith in the British economy. There are going to be some serious challenges, but there's some real opportunities. Removing the burden of having to do other trade deals around the world through Europe and the bureaucracy that sits behind it. We're hoping that we can be much more fleet of foot. We can get trade deals with China and India, which Europe hasn't got.
We're going to have to be fleet of foot. We've got 2 years, the clock's ticking, otherwise we revert to WHO trade rules, don't we?
Yes, and that really, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the other thing that we're going to talk to the government about this morning is a clear timetable. Business wants to see a clear timetable. We've seen a lot of rhetoric. In the background, the machinery government carries on, irrespective of the party in power and the Prime Minister. We'd expect that to start rolling out now. The decision's been made, a clear timetable. And when it comes down to, what does this mean to businesses, we want to see things, for example, what happens with businesses that are currently employing European migrants that are here at the moment. What can we do with those? Are the ones that are here going to stay? So there's some real world questions that need to be asked now. We need to get on with that and get on with business as normal and start moving forward.
Okay, Rob Johnston from Cumbria Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much. Outside Carlisle Railway Station, Mike, business as usual, despite the vote to leave the EU.